Hey everybody, Matty here with Altcoin Buzz. Happy Thursday. Hope you're having a great one so far. It's a nice day out there in the markets, and we'll take a look at 3 reasons why Ethereum in particular is performing as well as it is. Then we have this curveball bit of news. US banks are now allowed to custody cryptocurrency after all these years of FUD and scare tactics and fear mongering. This is the latest development, so we'll take a look at that. ShareRing is in the news. We'll be discussing updates with regards to that project. Crypto.com is in the news, as is Neo, as is IOST. All of this and more, guys. Let's first take a look at the markets. But if you like this kind of content, Bitcoin, blockchain, and cryptocurrency, be sure to like and subscribe. Here on CoinGecko.com, it's a nice day overall. As you can see, we're up 2.5%, up to $289.5 billion. A lot of the altcoins, I shouldn't say a lot of the altcoins, but many of the projects we're following have really swelled in these last 24 hours. We'll take a look at one in particular. But many projects, as you can see, up several percentage points. Ethereum up over 8% in these last 24 hours. Chainlink up 8%. And as you go down the list, obviously there are going to be some outliers and some star performers as well. Bitcoin at the time of this recording now in the mid 9K range, $9,504. That is up 1.7% in these last 24 hours, with the dominance even lower than we're expecting, 60.5%. So as I mentioned, a lot of these alts are soaking up the gains. As you just saw, ETH performing very well, and here on BeinCrypto.com, 3 reasons are suggested as to why Ethereum has now surged to a 5-month high. So it was only a matter of time, writes this author, before Ethereum finally woke up. Today, the world's second largest digital asset has made a significant move, but what is really driving the momentum for ETH? Well, reason number 1, and what you've probably heard about, is the Ethereum 2.0 final public testnet, which has officially been announced. So on Wednesday, yesterday, Ethereum developers released the specifications for the official public testnet, renewing hopes for a mainnet launch before the end of the year. August 4th will be the day that the Ethereum 2 public testnet named Medalla will go live, and Medalla means medal, as in a nod to the Olympic testnet that was used to prepare Ethereum 1.0's launch. ETH Hub co-founder Anthony Sassano was quick to spread the word. He said the following, quote, "The official ETH2 Phase 0 public testnet, codenamed Medalla, will go live on August 4th. And if all goes well, this will be the final testnet before mainnet launch. It's finally happening." Reason number 2 why Ethereum is suddenly performing so well is just that it was entirely undervalued this whole time, and whales are loading up. So compared to Bitcoin, Ethereum is still way undervalued even after today's pump. Bitcoin has recovered almost 50% since its all-time high, but Ethereum is still wallowing more than 80% below its all-time high. On-chain analytics provider Sentiment has been looking into exchange inflows, noting that whales have been moving a lot of ETH recently. They said the following: nearly 700,000 Ethereum were moved by the top 100 whales in these last 3 days. And over this time, the combined balance of the top 100 non-exchange ETH addresses shrank by almost 700,000 ETH, or by about 182.7 million. This was likely pre-pump positioning and a forewarning of the pump. And the big reason number 3 for Ethereum's pump, which we're going to get into in further detail in just a second, crypto custody for US banks. So the recent news that federally chartered US banks and thrifts may provide custody services for crypto assets has also given markets a big boost, and the Office of the Comptroller of Currency made the announcement yesterday, much to the delight of the crypto community. Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse was quick to express his thoughts on the overwhelmingly positive development for the industry. Boom! This is a quote. "Today's ruling is a huge step forward. The US OCC is absolutely leading the way to foster innovation, protect consumers, and provide a level playing field for all. The future has never been fiat versus crypto. These can and should coexist in harmony." And speaking of that news, here's a perfect segue into that particular topic. At Altcoin Buzz IO tweeting, quote, "First they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they fight you, and then ultimately you win," referring to this specifically. Federally chartered banks and thrifts may provide custody services for crypto assets. May as in they are now allowed to. So this is hot off the press. This is fresh news here on modernconsensus.com. US US banks can now custody crypto. This is especially satisfying not only because it's good for the industry, but this comes after years, guys, of FUD and scare tactics. Many of you have been around to see them. You've been in this space for a number of years now. This is something that the bankers swore up and down would never happen. But ultimately, just as that quote that we illustrated suggests, yes, ultimately, once they fight you, once they lose, you win. That's the end game. Okay, so here's the news specifically. On the 22nd of July, the U.S. Treasury Department's acting comptroller of the currency published a letter clarifying that U.S. banks and federal savings associations are allowed to provide custody services for cryptocurrencies. And in that letter, the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency, quote, concludes that providing cryptocurrency custody services, including holding unique cryptographic keys associated with cryptocurrency, is a modern form of traditional bank activities related to custody services. According to a release, crypto custody services may be extended beyond passively holding keys. Quote, from safe deposit boxes to virtual vaults, we must ensure banks can meet the financial services needs of their customers today, said Brooks. This opinion clarifies that banks can continue satisfying their customers' needs of safeguarding their most valuable assets, which today, for tens of millions of Americans, includes cryptocurrencies. This is a rapidly developing story, and it is one that is very, very good for this sector. At least those are my initial thoughts. We're going to have to kind of co-evolve with the banks here, but this is all very preliminary, and there's a feeling of overall positive sentiment right now. Here is the letter itself, which you can read. It's about 11 pages. Not exactly the most lively thing in the world. It's a little bit dry, admittedly, but if you'd like to read it, we'll rather pin it to the comments below, and you can check it out. It'll be linked to in the description. Again, Office of the Comptroller of the Currency. Good news, in my opinion, but let us know your thoughts about it in the comments below. Right now, guys, though, as you know, sponsorship helps cover production, research, and website hosting costs. So right now, let's take a quick word from today's sponsor.
BlockFi provides wealth management products for crypto investors. By creating an account with BlockFi and depositing your cryptocurrency, you can earn up to 8.6% APY on your holding. As you see, I deposited $2,139 a couple days ago, and now I have already accrued $0.48, and this is paid out every month. All you have to do is sign up, fulfill the basic KYC requirements, and deposit your cryptocurrencies onto the BlockFi interest account. There is no minimum amount required, and you will start earning compounded interest every month. The interest is paid out in cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin, Ether, Litecoin, and a range of stablecoins. BlockFi's primary custodian is Gemini, which is a highly regulated and respected exchange. Finally, BlockFi is backed by a number of institutional investors, including Thiel's Valor Ventures, Coinbase, and Winklevoss Capital. Start earning interest today with BlockFi by signing up using our link in the description. And now, back to Matty.
Okay, big news right now out of ShareRing at @TheRealTimBoss on Twitter. We've got our L Bank exchange listing tomorrow. I've also approved the contract for another big exchange. I wonder which one it is. Tentative listing date is set for the first week of August. Meanwhile, the new ShareRing global app is approaching UAT before our public release. This from yesterday, the 22nd of July. Guys, if you're not up to speed on ShareRing here on cryptonewsflash.com, there's a complete breakdown of everything that has to do with ShareRing's tokenomics, a practical guide, so to speak. So ShareRing's tokenomics is a brilliant piece of game theory. It motivates people to invest in SHR. It motivated me to invest, that's the author, but first I need to wrap my head around the tokenomics, dig into the mechanisms, and see how it ticks. Only then did I feel compelled to act. So you guys can take a look at this piece. It's a little bit longer, but it does provide a good breakdown of exactly what that author points to, i.e. those tokenomics involved with ShareRing. SHR, though, is just flying off the shelves right now. As you can see, in the last 24 hours, it is up over 18%. So currently just about 2 cents US at $0.0019 or 1.9 cents. Again, that's up 18.4% in these last 24 hours in the last day. The last day is always nice to see, and when there's a sudden price spike that, whatever, it feels good if you're invested. But more importantly, at least in my opinion, take a look at the 90-day chart. Take a look at that 3-month chart. We have long been touting the value and the benefits of ShareRing over these last 3 months. So never financial advice, but there you go. It's been a pretty favorable and fortuitous ride, and I think it's fair to say that the metrics bear that out. And and prove it quantitatively. So there you go. Kudos to ShareRing, kudos to Tim Boss and the entirety of that particular team. In other news now, Crypto.com has something to offer, 50% off on the syndicate, in fact. So here at Crypto.com on Twitter. Next on the syndicate, 50% off on NEO with a $500,000 US allocation on the 28th of July at 6 a.m. UTC. Stake CRO to participate, and details are available on blog.crypto.com. You can also read about this deal on altcoinbuzz.io. NEO tokens on Crypto.com syndicate platform. This article by Rachel. Crypto.com syndicate platform lists yet another crypto asset. This time NEO tokens will be on sale at 50% discount on the platform. Take a look at Rachel's article for details about the listing event and what kind of returns you can expect based on what you stake, based on your investment. We'll link to this, of course, in the description below. And as you know, guys, you always have the opportunity to sign up for a $50 MCO Visa card. Well, let me rephrase that. You can sign up for an MCO Visa card with Crypto.com and get $50 on the house loaded onto it. All you have to do is use our exclusive Altcoin Buzz code. It is simply AB. Using that code, you'll get $50 loaded onto the card for free as a gift from us and Crypto.com. Again, $50 on your MCO Visa card if you're so inclined. Links to all that are in the description below. In other news here on Medium.com, IOST and ProDeFi mark the next stage in the decentralized finance space with a new collaboration. IOST, of course, is the leading ultra-fast decentralized blockchain network based on the next generation consensus algorithm Proof of Believability, POB, and ProDeFi, a decentralized financial network, are coming together in collaboration that will see both platforms benefit from expanded technical support and resources. So this combination of IOST, which is a global top 100 token listed on Binance, with ProDeFi's hybrid financing solutions, is one that will add another layer to the decentralized global economy. IOST and ProDeFi have features and aspects that complement each other, and this partnership is the next big logical step in opening up classical finance to blockchain benefits while also enabling broader access to IOST's high-speed blockchain network. Here is a quote from Terrence Wang, the co-founder of IOST. This partnership between ProDeFi and IOST aims to connect the IOST dApp ecosystem with off-chain real-world financial services in a secure, trustworthy, and timely manner. IOST and ProDeFi shall mutually benefit each other with community expansion, product development, technical support, and marketing resources. The two aim to jointly create a decentralized world with blockchain mass adoption becoming a new norm by enhancing cooperation in the integration of blockchains and traditional financial solutions. And James Hong, the ProDeFi co-founder, had the following to say, quote, "We look forward to continuing to build the future of the ProDeFi protocol together with IOST community and our partners toward a new global model of decentralization." Very good news and a very strong organic partnership, at least in my opinion. You guys can read more about ProDeFi. I don't think we've talked about them previously, but information about them and what it is they're trying to accomplish is here, as well as information about IOST if you're not familiar with that particular project. We'll link to this, of course, in the description below. Finally, for today, guys, here on telecomstechnews.com, Deutsche Telekom's T-Systems becomes a Chainlink node operator for useful, so-called useful smart contracts. This article from yesterday, the 22nd of July, Deutsche Telekom's business continues its support for blockchain technologies by becoming a node operator for Chainlink, an oracle for smart contracts. So T-Systems is a subsidiary of the German telecoms giant and predominantly focuses on the Internet of Things. The company describes itself as offering integrated solutions, quote, from the secure operation of legacy systems and classical ICT services, the transition to cloud-based services, including international networks, tailored infrastructure, platforms, and software, as well as new business models and innovation projects in the Internet of Things. As far as Chainlink goes, they are by far the largest oracle provider in blockchain, and they have partnerships with major companies such as Google and Oracle and almost all of the major blockchains. With very few competitors, Chainlink's valuation is growing considerably as many only see the project failing if the entire smart contract industry utterly collapses, which is pretty unlikely, let's be honest. Quote, Chainlink is the first public blockchain network to which we are currently providing infrastructure and will provide staking services in the future. This brings us a lot closer to our vision of establishing public blockchains as the basis for numerous use cases. That's according to Dr. Andreas Dietrich, head of Blockchain Solutions Center of T-Systems Multimedia Solutions. Very good news for the Chainlink project, whose supporters no doubt saw the benefit of that partnership. This initiative is up 6.6% now on the day to $7.92. That's pretty nice growth in 24 hours. But again, more importantly, what does the long-term trajectory look like? It's more or less parabolic, as you can see a lot of activity, particularly in the last maybe 6 or 7 weeks. But for a lot of reasons, guys, and you can go back and check the videos from months ago, even from last year, Chainlink was one of our early picks. And I think as we begin to recover overall in this market, Chainlink is going to be one of the standout winners. Not financial advice, of course, it never is, but subjectively speaking, I am on the side of Chainlink. I believe that they're doing good work, and it's going to continue to be recognized by all kinds of different companies and projects worldwide. Just my personal opinion, never financial advice. That's about it for today's news, everybody. Do be sure you're following us on all the regular social media channels and keep checking back into altcoinbuzz.io for all the latest. Go ahead, like, subscribe, share, and hit the bell, of course, to receive notifications if you've enjoyed today's video. Best of luck, guys, if you choose to invest on this Thursday. But have a great one, everybody. Stay safe, and as always, we do hope to see you again soon in our next video. Take care.